In the following speech, I'm going to show why the moon landing was real and was not faked. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today as we revisit one of the most monumental achievements in human history, the Apollo moon landings. Today, I want to address a persistent topic of debate, the claim that the moon landing was faked. I'll explain using a wealth of scientific, photographic, and testimonial evidence why the moon landing was indeed real and remains one of humankind's greatest accomplishments. On July 20th, 1969, millions of people around the world watched in awe as Apollo 11's lunar module Eagle landed on the surface of the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to walk on another world, while Michael Collins orbited above. This achievement was the culmination of years of research, innovation, and collective effort of thousands of scientists, engineers, and support staff. It was a defining moment of the 20th century and a symbol of what we can achieve when we dare to dream and push the boundaries of what is possible. The evidence. Scientific and photographic proof. Let's look at the evidence that confirms the authenticity of the moon landing. Photographic and video evidence. The footage and photographs from the Apollo missions have been extensively analyzed by experts in photography, physics, and engineering. Critics have often pointed to anomalies such as the behavior of shadows, the absence of stars in the sky, or the flag's apparent movement. But these observations have logical explanations. For example, the absence of stars is due to the camera exposure settings, which were adjusted for the bright lunar surface. The flag moved not because of wind, but because it was disturbed by the astronauts as they planted it. On the moon, there is no atmosphere to dampen that motion. Independent tracking and radar. Observations. The Apollo missions are tracked not only by NASA but also by independent observatories around the world, including those in countries not aligned with the U.S. during the Cold War. These independent observations confirm the trajectory and timing of the missions. Radio transmissions from the spacecraft were picked up by multiple ground stations, further corroborating the missions' progress and landing. Lunar samples and scientific experiments. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from the 382 kilograms, 840 pounds of lunar rock and soil returned by the Apollo missions. These samples have been studied by scientists worldwide, and their unique composition, such as the presence of isotopic ratios not found on Earth, confirms their lunar origin. In addition, experiments left on the lunar surface, like the retroreflectors used for laser ranging, continue to provide data to this day, offering proof that humans once visited the moon. Engineering and technological records. The technology developed for the Apollo program was groundbreaking and thoroughly documented. The design, testing, and successful execution of the missions involved rigorous engineering protocols, multiple redundant systems, and extensive public and private oversight. Thousands of engineers, scientists, and technicians contributed to the program, leaving behind a detailed technical legacy that is incompatible with a fabricated event. Addressing the conspiracy theories. Now let's address some of the common arguments put forth by moon landing deniers. The shadows look wrong and no stars. Conspiracy theorists argue that the behavior of shadows or the lack of visible stars in photographs proves the landing was staged. However, these points ignore basic principles of photography and lunar physics. The sun's light on the moon creates hard-edged shadows because there is no atmospheric diffusion, and the camera's exposure settings were calibrated for the bright lunar surface, making the comparatively dim stars invisible, much like how daytime photos on Earth rarely show stars in the sky. The flag was waving. Critics claim the American flag appears to be waving in the breeze, which would be impossible in a vacuum. In reality, the flag's motion occurred because it was being handled by the astronauts during its placement. One side remained motionless, and the rippling effect is a result of the flag's design and the way it was secured to the lunar surface. No independent verification. Some insist that because all the evidence came from NASA, it must be fabricated. This claim overlooks the vast number of independent observers, international tracking stations, and scientific analysis conducted over the past 5 decades. The global scientific community and numerous experts in related fields have verified the authenticity of the Apollo missions repeatedly. Broader impact and legacy. The Apollo moon landings are more than just a technological triumph. They were a testament to human curiosity and a desire to explore the unknown. The data, photographs, and artifacts from these missions have advanced our understanding of the moon and the broader universe. They inspired generations of scientists, engineers, and ordinary people to believe that nothing is impossible if we work together and invest in knowledge and exploration. Beyond the scientific impact, the moon landing united people across national and cultural boundaries. It was a moment of shared human achievement, an event that transcended political divisions and ideologies. To claim that such a complex and well-documented event was faked not only diminishes the incredible effort of thousands of dedicated professionals, but also undermines the spirit of exploration that continues to drive us forward today. Conclusion, a call to reason and appreciation. In conclusion, the overwhelming body of evidence ranging from photographic and video documentation to independently verified scientific data affirms that the Apollo moon landings were genuine. The skepticism raised by conspiracy theories fails to stand up to critical scientific scrutiny. As we celebrate the legacy of Apollo, let us do so with an appreciation for the truth and an understanding of the rigorous methods that confirm these historic achievements. Let us remember that skepticism is an important part of scientific inquiry, but it must be balanced with evidence and reason. The story of the moon landing is not one of deception, but of human ingenuity, perseverance, and the unyielding desire to push the boundaries of what is possible. Thank you for your time. Let us continue to look up at the stars with wonder and respect for the truth.